Sa'ir Yagawak, Kokonato Siri Panoniniku.
Hello and welcome back to Jade Empire! I was going to walk back here, but apparently once you've dealt with Fang, after you leave the arena, you get thrown right into this cutscene. So, sorry to cut back so abruptly. I've been waiting for you to return. My sources tell me the problem of Minister Sheng and his report to Judge Fang is no longer a problem.
Sairos Tiusiot, Saro Rasipa Ukari Napsoaku.
My spies tell me that Judge Fang has resigned. Is this true? I have his resignation right here.
Wuno will na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo, konir fuk no sunkud na no wana napir.
You've done well. With Fang out of the picture, we can assign his post to somebody less difficult. Somebody pliable and easy to control. Somebody like Shang.
Ipanar nuko iwa ir, nikasanarir, iruru ni nuwa sa ir kana.
Shang has no backbone, no will of his own. Things will go much more smoothly for the Lotus Assassins with a puppet like him running the Ministry of Harmony.
Usair Kokonato, Tanatia, Katanano, Shafatoyo, Kokonato Siri Panoniniku.
You have successfully completed the mission I gave you. As your reward, we will allow you to begin your training as an Inquisitor for the Lotus Assassins. And I got a word wrong in there. Damn it. You honor me with this opportunity.
Ipanar nuko iwa ir, nikasanarir, iruru ni nuwa sa ir kana.
There is much that still lies ahead, but I think you will do well. Our training regimen is difficult. For some, it is even lethal. But you should have the skills to survive.
Sata tawi ir, wanawa fu kuno sukut nia awafawa ir sutuk.
Report to the fortress at the far end of the necropolis. The entrance is there, now that you are worthy of finding it. Make certain your affairs are in order before you go. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Usair Kokonato, Tanatia, Katanano, Shafatoyo, Kokonato Siri Panoniniku.
I will tell them you are coming. Show them this seal when you arrive. Be mindful of your manners. Our trainers are not gentle and they demand respect. Goodbye.
Irkana, Unikasurir Kwananoka sa iriruru.
I wish you luck. Perhaps I will see you again. If you survive. La-di-da-di-da.
So, things are looking up. You've gained the favor of the Lotus Assassins. And you've made doubly certain of it by aiding both the Executioner and Inquisitor. Very impressive. The way to the Lotus Assassin Fortress is open.
And after we find the evidence against Death's hand, you will take us to the palace to find Master Li?
Uh-oh.
I promise, little Dawn Star. After we get what I want from the Lotus Assassins, the palace is the first place we will go. You have permission, so there won't be any trouble entering. It's only after we have the evidence against Death's hand that they might notice something is wrong.
You may have just seen Zoo walk off there. I'm just gonna throw this out there. He's not coming back. Ever. We may actually have missed his quest trigger. Shit. And we're not going to know for a while, because even though we just got access to the fortress, we're not going. We'll worry about that when the time comes.
It would still be good to get some information first. Sagacious Zoo might know something. We should ask him. Where is he?
I don't know, he just phased through that wall.
Well, you should be more careful of who you trust.
If I did that, none of you would be here.
That is true. I wouldn't trust any of the ragged homeless you have collected. No offense meant to those of you who are actually homeless, Dawnstar. If Sagacious Zoo has gone to warn the Lotus Assassins, you need to move quick. If he's just run off, he is no longer our concern.
Zoo would not turn on us.
Yeah, he might.
The Lotus Assassin Fortress is in the far end of the necropolis. They shouldn't give you any trouble. Just appear confident as you enter.
I'll go now. Maybe.
Everything is in place. I'll have my evidence against Death's Hand soon enough. Oh, and you'll have access to your Master Li as well. I don't want you to think I have forgotten your needs.
I can't tell if she's trying to hit on me or not. Anyway, let's hit on Silk Fox and then hit on Dawnstar against our will.
You must go to the Lotus Assassin...
Yeah. Let's see. Anything personal.
I don't understand. You've gained the favor of the Lotus Assassins with a fair amount of ease. What else is there to speak of?
Yeah, I only died twice.
Is there something you are wondering?
Tell me about yourself. I want to know about you.
About me? I am Princess Sun Lian, the Heavenly Lily. What more are you worthy of knowing?
Yeah, quick thing. What she just said there. You remember how she didn't want to talk about, like, anything personal in, like, a public setting? Because, you know, secret identity and all that. If I talked to her in the middle of the town square, she would still say that line. Even if I was, like, way out of range, so she obviously is shouting to me. It's really funny in practice. Tell me about your childhood.
I do not remember ever being allowed to just be a child. My mother died when I was born, shortly before the end of the long drought and the fall of my uncles. I was in the care of tutors too afraid to punish me and too ingratiating to teach me anything useful. I quickly found ways to sneak away from the palace. They dared not report my excursions for fear they would be punished. They would scurry around all day trying in vain to find me.
The hell was that? I don't know if that picked up on the mic. If it was, I think it was a dog yawning. Adorable. Isn't that a dangerous thing for a young girl to do? And I am apparently extremely saddened by this. Like, just miserable.
Yes, it was. I didn't fully understand the risk and made some mistakes. But in the end, what I have become is a result of that. In the city, I met the people. The peasants, the homeless, the thieves. It was a much different world from what you see from the palace. They never realized who I was. I'm sure they would have been terrified of the army storming in to rescue me. Most just wanted to be left alone. That life was exciting, but also useful. Even Lotus assassins overlook the beggar on the street, but she still has eyes and ears.
Tell me about your first love.
You announce your questions like a wild animal with no warning of the claws you unleash. Proceed slowly, lest you turn me away.
Yeah, you have to ask about that one last.
Ah, the shadow behind my public self. How else can a curious princess learn what really happens in her domain? I don't have time to interpret the veiled statements of advisors, so I became a thief, an assassin, whatever I needed to be. People will not speak to the princess. Bad news kills the messenger first. Silk Fox knows how to persuade. That is how I learned about the activities of Death's Hand.
No one notices that you're gone for such lengthy periods?
There are many excuses for a vain princess to retreat from sight for days, even weeks at a time. My father encourages such getaways. And if courtiers ever discovered that I was not where I said I would be, who would dare question the Heavenly Lily? I may eschew the formality of it, but being the daughter of the Emperor still has its privileges.
Time at court.
I do not like to speak about that. I try to avoid the court as much as possible. It is filled with sycophants pandering to the fancies of my father, with little or no concern to their own dignity. It is distasteful.
I think you would do well at court.
I can handle myself better than any of the fancy courtiers who attempt to match me. I know that someday the court will be mine to rule. When I succeed my father, there will be quite a cleaning out, but with Death's hand manipulating him, that day seems less and less likely.
And now on to the one that pissed her off.
That's better. I like that you listen, although your request is still very improper, unless you make me a little more comfortable. I have already shared something of myself. Can you tell me something about you? Is there anyone that you care for?
You can tell what she's fishing for. You know, I've never said this, but I gotta wonder how she'd react to it. Some other time, maybe.
A noble. How romantic. Aloof. Separate by class and breeding. Unattainable for a peasant, normally.
It's a weird word. Aloof.
Wanting someone you can never have. Love you can never show in public. Such loneliness should not exist. I have contributed to that. The princess behaves as she should, reinforcing the very rules I despise, all to protect Silk Fox. Which one am I?
Man, this twisted into being about you fast, didn't it? Okay, quick thing here. You can actually... This is something that would be more of a thing in the KOTOR games, but, you can actually manipulate your romance options alignment. Specifically, Dawnstar and Silk Fox. I think Sky is kind of morally gray enough to just not really care either way. I don't remember too good. Anyway, here you get to basically say whether she is the princess or Catwoman. And it's basically Paragon Renegade, up to you. And again, it will affect the ending, and affect some of their other reactions to things. Since we're the ultimate, like, up our own ass goody two-shoes, we're gonna be going the, not a self-professed thief and assassin route. You are Princess Sun Lian, but does that not mean you are any less deserving of being happy? That does not mean. I can totally read.
I should not be ungrateful. Everything in my life is dedicated solely to making me happy, but I am at odds with so much. I am always behind a mask, not just when I am Silk Fox. I am not allowed to show an interest in politics, defending the Empire, or even spontaneous affection.
Hint, hint.
You were amusing at first, but now I am drawn further than I meant to be. What do you suppose I should do about that?
Yeah, these are the breakup option. You just cut the romance off at the knee. These two, however, are the alignment effectors, again. Tradition can be maintained without restraining people. As the Heavenly Lily, you can make certain of it.
I have tried to make a place for myself. It was difficult, but I have succeeded, despite Death's hand or my father or what people think. The Jade Empire has had strong female leaders before. Most met with unfortunate ends. At critical junctures, they were abandoned. Whatever I decide, about the Empire or about you, can I count on you to be here?
Somehow this has always evaded me, but I just noticed there is an enormous focus on the theme of abandonment in this game. How have I never noticed that before? It's so in your face.
You asked me about my first love. It was the Empire and its people. There might be room for another, given time and effort. I don't think I will shatter any grand conventions of the Empire by courting outside the list of pockmarked nephews of statesmen. You and I will have much to discuss after we have restored my father. I am looking forward to it. Do not hesitate.
And, yeah, that, what she just said, romance is locked in. That's all it took. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I suppose it is good that the Lotus Assassin Executioner accepted you. I wish I felt better about that.
What about the other one?
Will you be heading to the Lotus Assassin Fortress soon?
No.
When you are through there, the princess will take us to the palace.
No, Kang will. He's the only
You
one who knows
appeased
how to fly
both
the
of the
thing.
Lotus Assassin recruiters. What else could we possibly need to do?
I got a lot of side questing to do. It's gonna take a while. Did you want to talk? Your feelings are so important to me.
We are much closer to finding our master, but the path you are forced to take worries me, and I don't think the princess shares my concern. We have faced these Lotus Assassins in small numbers before, but this is something different.
I understand. It is gaining their favor that concerns you.
I see the necessity of walking in their steps to fool them, but I am growing accustomed to you, and I don't want to see this change you.
I will do what I must to rescue Master Li and defeat those who took him.
I have always respected your resolve, but there are dangers other than death. When you walk in the shadow of the enemy, you risk taking their shape.
You totally
You
stole
fought
that.
through the arena with your honor intact, but the Lotus Assassins will press you to commit far more vicious acts. I don't want to win if it claims the good in you. What right do we have to harmony if we sacrifice what we believe to get it?
That was an out of nowhere eyebrow cock. Are you so sure you know what I believe?
What? I suppose all that I know is what you have let me see. I thought I was getting close to your true self. Was I mistaken?
Of course not, but difficult times call for hard sacrifices.
And if you sacrifice all the good that is in you, what then? How can you make a rightful claim to victory if, in the end, you are no better than the enemy we work to defeat?
You are a voice of reason, as always. I will not change, don't worry.
I know you won't, but it still does my heart good to hear it. The more I know about you, the more I want you to stay as you are. It would be a shame for something to happen when we are becoming close. We will talk again. I know everything will work out just fine.
I don't know why my dialogue with,
Don't go too
with talking to her gets so condescending. I'm actually not intentionally doing that.
What do you want?
Oh, this is gonna take forever. Oh, fuck it, I don't want to talk to Wildflower.
Oh.
Really, the only one that we need to talk to here is Whirlwind, because while they have more stuff to talk about, Sky is boring as friggin' white bread, and Ho is just funny. So I think I'm gonna skip Sky, because I don't like Sky. We'll talk to him later, don't worry.
What? What do you want?
Have you ever considered settling down? Apparently he,
This is going to be fun. Those Lotus Assassins won't know what hit them. This might just be the most exciting day of my life. You know, battles like this don't come along every day. We could very well die in there, cut up into small pieces, trying to fight off hundreds of enemies. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Come on, Let's go to the fortress and have some fun.
So apparently he has nothing to say about what we just did in the arena. Cool. I don't know, I probably missed something.
Tried that once. It didn't work out. Prefect Mu Hong pledged his daughter Mi-Shan to me after I cleared his district of bandits. She wasn't ugly, so I agreed.
Probably should have read that statement.
The night of the wedding feast, I got more than a little drunk, and in the morning I woke up in the prefect's bed, next to the prefect's wife.
That's one way to get to know your new family.
I got up and went into my bride's room, and there was a strange man in her bed. I killed the bastard and was about to kill her when Mi-Shan came into the room yelling. Apparently, I had just killed her sister's husband and was about to kill her sister. I tried to tell her it was an honest mistake, but she wouldn't hear it.
That must have made you popular with the family.
The brother-in-law's family was pissed, and so was the prefect when he found out about his wife. They tried to subdue me so they could send me to prison. I killed them all swiftly. None of them suffered. Still, Mi-Shan wouldn't leave with me. She kept crying and complaining about her family. Family life just isn't for me. Whatever.
I love talking to him. Okay, we'll talk to Ho, and then... I don't want to end the video because we haven't really done anything, but we're over time as is.
Yes? I still can't believe it's that easy to become a Lotus assassin. If I had known sooner, I would have joined their ranks as soon as possible. It would be brutal work, with little reward, and there's a good chance I'd die a hideous, painful death. But it couldn't all be better than married life, could it? No. That is a painful subject, one that brings back difficult memories. Though not for the reasons you might think. For 4 long years, my bellicose beauty insisted we try, and try, and try again to have a child. It was a most distressing time. I was so afraid of her for the first year that I could not perform. Her screaming and chastising only made it worse. I overcame that problem, but there were others.
I just noticed he reminds me a lot of Al Bundy, but a lot more whipped. What other problems did you have? No. We must console him. Don't worry, Ho. It happens to lots of men.
No, my wife has only happened to one man. Me. Besides, I wasn't the source of all of our problems. My plump plum of a bride is a good deal larger than me. I could compare my nightly efforts akin to climbing a mountain if only it had been that easy. And there was always the fear that she would roll. I am a small man. My delicate frame was not meant for such pressures. I once lost all feeling below the waist, which perhaps was a mercy in itself. Of course, we overcame these obstacles and kept trying for 4 long years.
You're a wild man, Ho.
Once she decided we would not be able to conceive a child, her interests declined, thankfully. If we had succeeded, I would not have survived to see a second. As you say, I will be here scrubbing your pots until you call upon me again.
So, now that you're all scarred for life, next time we'll go into the Imperial City and actually do something, maybe. See you then.